Welcome back to ASL's Vanguard League. This is Group A. In the bottom right-hand corner of Inferno Pools, representing Ready for Duck Sauce, it is the Pink Zerg player, Jonfurniss. And if he takes 2 games in a row, we will be done for tonight.
Yeah. If he wins, this will be it. Because his opponent has already lost 1 series, and if he loses this one, he'll lose 2. Jonfurniss will have won 2, and we'll be done. But we'll see. As his opponent in the top right of Inferno Pools, so this is kind of like the most standard layout for this map. It's not super close to super far. It is 440 Gaming's Orange Zerg SoLJeRVictuS going for the fast pool and gas. With the 14-14. Let's see here. His Overlord should get to Jonfurniss's main in time to just have this be a nice efficient move out. And he's not going to be looking around with his lings. Jonfurniss is going for the later gas after the hatch. He should be safe, but this is probably going to come down to Zergling Baneling control, which, I mean, that can throw safety and normal out the window.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. 1 hit can change the entire game. And interesting enough, at least for Jonfurniss, I mean, spawning pool is not even close to being done, but SoLJeRVictuS is not actually pushing out any units with that. All he's doing is it is a pool before hatch, so he's playing safe. He's okay. I don't want to make anything crazy that's going to happen, SoLJeRVictuS at least. And as we were saying beforehand, I don't want to slander these players, but both aren't too good on ladder with ZVZ, so it'll be an interesting outcome.
Yeah, that's funny. We were looking up who has the better ZVZ rating to see, because if Jonfurniss wins, then we're done for the night. But if SoLJeRVictuS wins, then we have to go all the way back through the round robin. And we're like, oh no, Jonfurniss has a 48% in ZVZ, but SoLJeRVictuS has a 42%.
Yeah, so I'm going to SoLJeRVictuS like you better be like 10%.
Going for the
man.
fast. I'm guessing Carapace is going to be his play. Yep, there's the Carapace.
Yep.
This is really interesting. I love this build. I used to do it a whole lot. It's really fantastic. It makes your lings last a lot longer against the queens and lings of the opponent. But crucially, it makes it so that if banelings detonate on your zerglings, they actually live with like 1 HP. And that totally changes everything.
Yeah, definitely.
You can, since Jonfurniss has been playing safe and standard and not going for really early timing, which is what defeats this fast Evo play. This, I think, is going to be SoLJeRVictuS' game, since Jonfurniss is just kind of playing standard.
No. Not SoLJeRVictuS. No.
SoLJeRVictuS is the anti-bedtime Zerg here right now.
I know, that's what I'm thinking, man. But yeah, SoLJeRVictuS definitely +1. It's the same thing with Marines generally. If you get combat shields, you're going to survive after that 1 Baneling hit. And for now, at least on the other side of the map, Jonfurniss already has speed. Speed is done, and he's going to use that really good, well to his advantage. That is a little bit faster attack speed. Or actually, is it?
No.
Yeah, only move speed. My bad. I'm thinking adrenaline. I'm thinking whatever the amazing thing is, adrenaline glands. But as you were saying, these Jonfurniss, at least it's going to be a lot harder to kill these lings, and SoLJeRVictuS does have a lot more lings. It is currently 12 lings to the only 6 of Jonfurniss, and Jonfurniss only has 4 on the side of the map. So it's really going to be who's going to move out first right here. Both players are kind of dancing in the middle of the map, and both have a lot of map control because it is ZVZ or Overlords are completely undenied.
Yeah, I mean, we can see here from our total map view that the faster speed is the advantage Jonfurniss had, but now he's getting overwhelmed at mid-map, and SoLJeRVictuS' Zerglings, they've got +1 armor, so they last a lot longer in fights. So if Jonfurniss is going to win this, he needs really, really good Baneling hits and an overwhelming number of Zerglings.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very good Baneling hits. Both players' Baneling nests are done, and Jonfurniss is chasing 1 ling back to the main, but now the lings of SoLJeRVictuS are trying to get in, but I mean, they're not going to be able to make it. There's 2 Banelings in perfect positions, and just too many lings at the moment in the natural base of Jonfurniss. There also is the 1 queen with a beautiful Spinecrawler's position, but right now Jonfurniss will be so careful to not let these 2 Banelings die, and for now, Banelings moving in big hits and actually trading out, barely won't die because of that +1. Wow, that was beautiful, actually. Those Banelings don't die in 1 Baneling hit because of the +1. Oh.
Yeah, see all these Lings now in the red with 2 health. Like, it's just, you get overwhelmed when you get that really key Baneling hit and you're like, oh god, I can hold this off. Oh damn, all the Zerglings, they're still alive with 2 health, and yeah, 2 health means that they'll die really fast to other Lings in the spine and stuff like that, but they get to keep running and ravage drones, kill a queen, do all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both players with almost the exact same build. As far though, like Kamantiazo said, there is the +1 armor. So I mean, SoLJeRVictuS is just doing so much, and especially one Baneling hit onto another Baneling of SoLJeRVictuS does not actually kill it, and that is mind-blowingly huge. So for right now, I mean, both players dancing in. There is no Evo chamber for Jonfurniss to be able to do +1, but now he's trying to get into a better position. These Banelings can take the Baneling hits and survive. As they say that they do die, but they can take one Baneling hit.
Yeah, the Baneling hits for SoLJeRVictuS are going to be a lot more climactic. We'll see here. Oh, big hit there with the 2 Banelings. SoLJeRVictuS needs to be careful not to get totally overwhelmed, because Jonfurniss' macro is fantastic right now. Oh, no. This Baneling control for both players is fairly solid. Neither player can get that much done. Moving into the drone line, though, that's not where you want the Banelings to be exploding.
No, not at all. You do not want to kill your own drones there. But finally, Jonfurniss saying, you know what, I don't need to deal with this Baneling. We're going to straight by it. Goes into the groups of SoLJeRVictuS, and both players dancing. And Jonfurniss said, I'm going to go to the other side, because on the way he has 24 more Lings to defend, so it doesn't even matter right now. Jonfurniss will intercept the Lings that are trying to reinforce and be able to get a lot of damage done. Banelings do not have Baneling speed, not going to be able to really speed up. But, ooh, almost leading all the Lings of Jonfurniss into that one Baneling. But Baneling does go off, and there's more Banelings on the way for SoLJeRVictuS. But, I mean, 24 Lings are out for Jonfurniss. He's going to be able to regroup, and he's going to have so many Lings. 6 more Banelings on the way for Jonfurniss, and it's going back and forth, but right now it is 24, just 3 more workers for Jonfurniss. You're just a slight income lead.
Yeah, throwing down the Roach Warren now is JonVictuS. That's really ambitious. He's got these Spine Crawlers to fall back on, but this Ling count is flowing back and forth with all these Banelings getting removed in there. There's 6. This is really sketchy here for SoLJeRVictuS. If he dies to these Banelings, and those are going to be it, like, one nice Baneling hit. He needs to get his second Baneling on the other Banelings. Oh! Nice trade there on the Banelings, and the Spine Crawler spin up the other Banelings. It's just all Lings, but on the even-ish Ling counts, 22 to 25 right now until the next production cycles happen. SoLJeRVictuS has the advantage because he's got the armor. I think he just needs to be taking more of these straight-up Ling fights because he can win them due to the armor.
Yeah, every single time. Oh, big Baneling hits in Jonfurniss. Every single time SoLJeRVictuS has retreated here, but right now, I mean, SoLJeRVictuS is keeping on his Lings here. He did get that +1 go into the mid game with a little bit stronger of a force, but on the bottom side of the map, Jonfurniss taking a third, getting a layer. So even if SoLJeRVictuS can kind of push himself into the mid game with this +1, his opponent's gonna have a better macro and a lot more units.
Yeah, this is buying him a little bit of time over here on the other side of the map, running around with these Lings, but the real risk of this is now you're throwing away what little army you have. And now, SoLJeRVictuS has an overwhelming Ling and Baneling count, and he can just move across and deny your third, and come in and most likely kill you or do game-ending damage. Like, if he just kills the little bit of army here for Jonfurniss and then moves into the main, I think that's going to be GG, but we'll see. Jonfurniss is held thus far pretty miraculously. Not sure what he's going to be able to pull off here. Yeah,
57 Lings
really
to
sketchy.
57 Lings to 15.
Yep,
No, I don't think he maybe should have canceled that. He should have waited a little while just to have more. But right now, Jonfurniss has 1,500 minerals. Let's see if he can use it. Now there is 8 roaches though, but there's +1 for SoLJeRVictuS. This is so hard. Baneling's going and hit, but as you were saying, the +1 armor does not allow these Lings to die so easily. Roaches trying to do as much damage as they can, posturing for better position, and they're not going to be able to get that much damage done. But Baneling's on the left hand side for SoLJeRVictuS may be able to get some of these roaches. No, not yet. And there's a Spine Crawler for Jonfurniss, but I mean he needs to get something out. His injects just aren't quite there at the moment. He does not have the larva to do it.
Yeah, he needs to throw down a macro hatch because he's falling behind. And these roaches just don't shoot fast enough to deal with these Lings. And all the Banelings running in now. There's actually not that many drones here for them to kill, but they are killing all of them. That's 8 drones, 9 drones, 10 drones, and now they're in the main. The Lings are just massacring everything. I think that's GG for Jonfurniss. The +1 Carapace Lings are just finally overwhelming in here. And SoLJeRVictuS is being really timid with his engagements, finally attacking these roaches for a second there.
Oh, the Spine Crawler.
Yeah, I mean, SoLJeRVictuS, I feel like has this game won. He's just, I don't know, maybe he's just way better at this game than me.
It's
But,
only 21 to
Ivy,
19 workers, though. Just remember that.
yeah, it's really tight, actually. It appears to be really one-sided, and then all of a sudden, Jonfurniss gets out another flood of lings and manages to hang on here. But the roaches, as soon as the roach speed comes out, they're going to be slightly more effective. But the only reason the drone count looks even now is because SoLJeRVictuS has managed to kill so many.
Yeah, yeah. For a very long time, Jonfurniss had such a big economic lead, and that was allowing him to hold it. Now, Roach Speed is just about done, and he's moving out. He knows he can get on the map. Oh, he does not want to lose in the front of his army here. A couple banelings, but for Jonfurniss, what was key right there is just defending his natural. He needed, defending the ramp into his main, and the Roaches were able to do that. And these lings actually may bypass them, try to go there, and I think Jonfurniss may want to go for the natural base of SoLJeRVictuS and pump out some lings just to defend the ramp, but we'll see. Right now, SoLJeRVictuS coming up into the main, and it's going to be so important. You need to stop these lings here. They're all very low, but no banelings, no nothing. Queen will go down.
Yeah, Jonfurniss able to intimidate and buy the time to actually get way ahead in army supply. Now, SoLJeRVictuS spent a lot of his time when he was across the map threatening to drone up, and now he's got a big drone lead, but he's way behind an army, and he's trying to get out roaches, and he's got some spines on the way, and he might be able to hold this out for a second, but I'm afraid that Jonfurniss is finally going to just get the counter swing that he wanted all game long and finally take this game.
Yeah. One baneling doing wonders for Jonfurniss, getting rid of just a couple lings right there, taking out two spine crawlers. Drones are being pulled. Drones are not good versus big armored roaches. A little bit of a concave on the right-hand side. There is 5 roaches trying to help trying to stop Jonfurniss, but lings coming in, doing a lot of damage. More lings on roaches for SoLJeRVictuS, but GG, SoLJeRVictuS called. Jonfurniss takes game 1 from Ready for Duck Sauce. I feel like it should be Ready for Duck Sauce Gaming. The orange Zerg player in the bottom right-hand corner of Coda, currently down 1 game, representing 440 Gaming. It is SoLJeRVictuS.
Yeah, SoLJeRVictuS needs to bring this back to keep going. And his opponent on the left side of Coda, representing the awesomely named clan Ready for Duck Sauce, is Jonfurniss.
Oh yeah. Both players literally doing the exact same thing at the moment. We do see a slightly faster spawning pools for whatever his name is, SoLJeRVictuS right here, but not quite too crazy. Both players playing
gas for Jonfurniss though.
Oh, they've now deviated, or actually they deviated a while ago. I take everything back.
It's okay. If you don't play a Zerg, like the ordering of the first 3 Zerg buildings, your gas pool and hatch. It's a subtlety that is entirely missed. I mean,
I actually do play Zerg. I was just simply looking at the production tab. So I just like completely wasn't like, I was like, oh wait, hey, Extractor, what do you know? But quick metabolic boost for Jonfurniss. I mean, showing up to be pretty aggressive, and that may work. Okay, it's really going to depend on when we see SoLJeRVictuS take his metabolic boost, which is going to be about 110 seconds later.
Yeah, he's
sorry, it's going to be like 120 seconds late.
Yeah, this is a pretty hard committal to the aggression from Jonfurniss with no hatchery down yet.
He's up 1
but
game.
SoLJeRVictuS sees the natural, and he sees the lings running out. He should get prepared for this. Yep, there comes Baneling Nest. I'd honestly get a Spine Crawler in the main, because he's going to have a lot of speedlings to contend with here in a minute.
Yeah, just the biggest thing right now is, I mean, at least for Jonfurniss, is keeping these lings alive till he has speed, and then he's about 100-second window right there where he's gonna be able to get so much damage done. And finally, it is 10 lings versus the 9 of Jonfurniss is 9 versus actually the 10 of SoLJeRVictuS here, and he's got the dance between. The Baneling Nest is going to be a slight couple seconds faster for Jonfurniss, and he needs to start making banelings right now if he actually wants to make it worth it.
Yeah, this is an interesting play by Jonfurniss. I'm worried that it's just going to totally fall flat, though, and he has no hatch yet. He's making a ton of lings. He's just going bare bones on the economy. I'm afraid that unless he gets a whole bunch of drone kills, but with the queens in here should be enough to minimize the damage taken. He's starting to fight some drones, and that's nice to get those kills, but he only kills 2 with all of his lings that he had there.
One hero link. Oh, but big baneling hits. Possible. That's a quality baneling hit. Those are quality baneling hits.
I mean, it would have been probably better to get the 2 banelings for the 3 of your opponent. But yeah, he does manage to clean up a little bit. Now they've kind of reset the army counts here. And SoLJeRVictuS is still going to have to be on the defensive. But Jonfurniss, if this attack doesn't get a whole lot done, yeah, it was a great hit. But SoLJeRVictuS, I think, has got this now. With the queens walling off and everything, yeah, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, it is 13 lings now for Jonfurniss to the only 8 of SoLJeRVictuS, but as you're saying, there is the 2 queens. They are ready, so maybe he can snipe this natural, and that's probably the best case scenario. Finally, the queens are being pulled in. Baneling's kind of in the back, not the great position, but do tons of damage. Almost get rid of all the lings. Lings now jump running to the main. Now the queens are completely out of position. They're going to take a little while to get up into that main. There's going to be some drone kills here, which is exactly what Jonfurniss needs, but now this is 5 in total. He needs to get a little bit more, but it's completely cleaned up. It's only 5 workers. It's currently 12 to 15. Jonfurniss actually has a couple more, but is only now starting his natural base. This may actually end up being a little bit even, but you also got to remember there's only 1 queen for John. Actually, there's 2 queens now for Jonfurniss.
Yeah, 2 queens, but only 1 hatch to inject. And Jonfurniss is still making lings to put on the pressure with the baneling, so it's going to be good for him. SoLJeRVictuS is moving across the map now with his lings. Probably not going to get too much done because the defensive baneling's being morphed in. But yeah, he's already retaken. The Orange Zerg has the drone lead. And so as long as he doesn't just sacrifice all of these lings, I don't think he's going to be able to deny this natural or anything like that. I feel like the best play here is just to run away once your speed completes with what you have and just turn tail and go home.
I love how Jonfurniss just kills the baneling with his entire army around him. I don't even care. Yep. Metabolic boost now finishing for SoLJeRVictuS. Dang it! I just screwed this name too much. SoLJeRVictuS. SoLJeRVictuS will have a metabolic boost now, and it is currently 20 lings to the 0 of SoLJeRVictuS. So this is going to be the swell that's going to help Jonfurniss here if he wants to do damage. But on the other side of the map, SoLJeRVictuS is getting out some lings for himself. But, I mean, currently it is 24 to 16 workers, so finally SoLJeRVictuS is taking a very heavy lead in those drones. Even though the first, a lot were killed, and a lot of larvae was sacrificed into the lings, he's now able to get that up, and he's going to be able to take a little bit of a lead here.
Yeah, Jonfurniss actually has a nice window to do a lot of damage here. He's got a lot more lings and some more banelings. He's left some banelings at home for a counterattack. But if he can get in here and do a lot of damage, cancel out the opponent's banelings, he's going to get a lot done. SoLJeRVictuS properly building a bunch of Zerglings here to prevent exactly that from happening.
Yeah, a couple of banelings may get decent shots from SoLJeRVictuS, but he's got to be very, very careful here. Moving in and out, there's 3 more banelings in the high ground with the queen, kind of the guard right there, guarding them bombs. But for now, Jonfurniss is just checking for a third. I'd love to see Jonfurniss actually go up for a quick third and be a little bit aggressive and just keep him contained on SoLJeRVictuS. But now banelings are going to come in and help these lings. Now, currently, it is 16 lings to the only 10 of Jonfurniss, and Jonfurniss is going to have to retreat out of here and go home. And this may be the swell that may beat him, but he's got to be very, very careful at home. There's a couple more lings on the way, but not enough. Only 2 lings.
Yeah, this is the danger as Jonfurniss of like taking that engagement. Is as soon as it starts to go badly and you start to run away and your opponent's like, oh, now I can jump all over you. Oh, the banelings just clean up the lings over here, and that counterattack totally fails. I was gonna say that Jonfurniss was in grave danger because he expended most of his army supply just kind of canceling out with his opponent. And then your opponent can counterattack here for a second. But the 2 banelings just getting in and doing a lot of damage totally fixes that.
Yeah, the 2 banelings do pretty much fix everything here. There is some banelings there is some lings from SoLJeRVictuS at the third base, checking for that. Like I was saying, maybe a quick third base, he may be able to get back. But for now, on the other side of the map, instead of going for a base, SoLJeRVictuS is maybe not going for a base, just sending some banelings up into the third base for himself. But SoLJeRVictuS has 2 Evo chambers on the way and the Roach Warren, as we were saying, kind of in the middle, or before and after games. If you can get if you can get 7 or 8 roaches up, you can pretty much deny any lings, or not any lings, but you can get very nice just circles, and all the roaches clump up, and they can deny almost all ling pressure. So once he gets that up, he's going to be in a fantastic position, while Jonfurniss is on a layer, and roach speed is almost on the way. So maybe we'll do just the same.
Yeah, Jonfurniss' Roach Warren is actually a little bit further ahead, so his roach speed's about halfway done. Which is SoLJeRVictuS is just now starting. So they're going to be about even on the roach count, but Jonfurniss is going to be able to take the better engagements. And I don't know, Drenok, if I'm a Zerg player and I am playing against someone and they walk into my base with sex roaches, I'm liable to just GG right there. Like
just GG?
Yeah, if you have sex roaches.
What about 7 roaches?
I don't know. But I want to see a sex roach build.
Sex roach build?
Maybe I'll have to develop some sort of roach cheese, and I will call it the sex roach build in your honor.
I could go places, but I don't think I'll go it with ASL viewing. But yes, make that build in my honor. I will totally use it anytime I play roaches. But for now, I mean, I'm butchering both these players' names. I know that. But Jonfurniss will be moving out on the left-hand side of the map. Interestingly enough, maybe going for a little run by into the third base at the same time. Basically a multi-pronged attack into the natural. There is a couple roaches ready, but as you were mentioning, the sex roaches of Jonfurniss are ready just a little bit beforehand of the ones from SoLJeRVictuS.
Yeah, SoLJeRVictuS is going to have his speed up by the time this engagement happens. But he needs to buy time for his 1-1. That is his saving grace here. If he can maintain here... Oh, but he's losing about half his army here. That's no good. You want to engage all together here. And now he's behind in army count. This is not looking good. He needs to hang on for a little while longer. If he can just buy time and not lose his third until the 1-1 is done, then he'll have a nice advantage to then just start macroing and try and go for the roach slugfest of the ZVZ mid game. But he needs to just buy time for that 1-1. I think he's managed that. Just barely squeezing out enough roaches to cancel out Jonfurniss. Jonfurniss still has the army lead, and he's marching more roaches across right now.
Oh, this small pocket of roaches needs to survive to be able to reinforce properly. And now a very nice concave for Jonfurniss. But as he was saying, 1-1 is almost done for SoLJeRVictuS here, and that's going to be the turning point of the battle. Jonfurniss, though, is already losing just barely this battle here. And oh yeah, he does see it now. 1-1 is there. Or no, quite not quite. About 5 seconds away.
5-10 seconds. Yeah, and this game is spiraling out of control. SoLJeRVictuS has the roach lead now, and Jonfurniss's roaches are dying mid-map. He's got to run home and defend. These 2 spine crawlers might be able to buy enough time, as long as he doesn't let the roach count get too out of control. Like, you need to run away when you're down by 5 roaches, not when you lose all your roaches and you end up down 15 roaches. Then it makes it way harder to defend the counterattacks back home. And Jonfurniss is actually going for Burrow. And getting his 2 Evos. So he's going to try and catch up in upgrades and maybe get Burrow move or something with these roaches that'll help in the engagement. That'll allow them to heal a lot faster. And SoLJeRVictuS has not started 2-2 yet. So if Jonfurniss, every second he gets closer to tying up the upgrade lead here, they're back even on army supply. So we'll see. And SoLJeRVictuS actually has a much better economy. Already droned up his third slightly. So that could play out heavily for him in the mid game here as he prepares to get way up in roaches. But right now they're just like dead tied. 22 roaches, and 12 Zerglings for SoLJeRVictuS and 16 Zerglings for Jonfurniss, and that's the only difference.
I'd love to see a little bit more map control from Jonfurniss here with his overlords. Neither player has gone to Hydras yet, and I mean he could have gone a little bit of surround on those roaches going for the rock, but for now Jonfurniss is actually slightly out of position here. He may get a nice concave, and he will actually get a beautiful concave. He does not have 1-1 though. Jonfurniss is still about 60 seconds away from that, but he does have burrow. He does have burrow, and he has home base advantage.
Oh, but SoLJeRVictuS very smartly bringing along his Overseer, so no Burrow shenanigans is going to save him here. It's just the defender's advantage with these roaches here that saves him, actually. But he still doesn't have that third droned up very well, where SoLJeRVictuS already has 11 drones on minerals at his third and 3 on the gas there. So his economy is much healthier. Spreading out his higher drone count across more mineral patches, he's got the advantage.
Yeah, definitely. SoLJeRVictuS is at a much better economy situation, and he has, I mean, 1-1 is he actually is starting +2 attack now. His upgrades are a lot better, but they're all gonna be evened out in just a second for Jonfurniss here. And to boot, he has Burrow. This may be the time when he really pushes and does a lot of damage. But on the right hand side, there is a Ling run by into the natural, and more Lings on the way. This is gonna pull the entire army of Jonfurniss out of the way, and maybe allow SoLJeRVictuS to get in the natural. They're getting to the main.
No, I think he's just gonna just buy time. I like his position here. He's got the economic advantage, so he does not need to force an engagement. He can just go and macro up, add on that 6th gas, and add on a Hydra Den. Those are the next steps for SoLJeRVictuS. I guess he could go for Infestation Pit or a Spire, even if he really wanted to. But Hydra Den would just be the easiest, simplest here. He's taking this engagement here. Jonfurniss has more roaches here and a better positioning, so he needs to run away.
Yeah, definitely Jonfurniss does. And the army of SoLJeRVictuS is split up, but a couple on move. Command will be taken out. The right-hand side, though, Jonfurniss is a beautiful army, and he may actually get a lot of these army out of position with just his little split up. He's got to be careful not to allow the same thing happen to him, though, with SoLJeRVictuS is on the high ground, has a lot more vision. Finally, both parties do have overseers, and they will be able to defend like that. No Hydra or anything. It's going to be really interesting to see which person goes up to Hydra, but for now, SoLJeRVictuS actually expanding right on the battlefield, knowing this is where he has to attack and defend, so I might as well expand behind it, because I'm going to be sitting here for a while.
Yeah, SoLJeRVictuS actually has a healthy roach lead. He's up by about 10 right now, and as this engagement happens, and Jonfurniss is losing it quickly. That upgrade advantage now is hurting him. He's only got 1-1 to his opponent's 2-1. And SoLJeRVictuS coming around, he might be able to cut off these roaches, actually. Yeah, these roaches are totally sandwiched. And with the Overseer here, I think that's GG. Jonfurniss is done. His army is on the ropes. And there's so many roaches here for SoLJeRVictuS. I don't even know if the defender's advantage is going to be enough to save him. It's 50 to 25 roaches now. This is so dangerous for Jonfurniss.
If Jonfurniss can survive for just a little while, he does have 2-2 on the way, while SoLJeRVictuS does not. But I mean, it's just so much damage, so much DPS coming out of these roaches. Drones are being pulled on the right-hand side. There is a spine crawler, but not quite in vision. A couple more roaches on the way, but that's only 7 more roaches to help us currently. As you were saying, it is 39 to only 7. Drones are dying so quickly. And GG, well played, call from Jonfurniss. SoLJeRVictuS takes game 2, evening it up to 1-1.
We are back, and this game has quite a lot of meaning to us. This could be the beginning and the end of our sanity as we head into another round robin with these players, or it could be the last match of the night as we decide who moves on to the round of 16. Who knows? This is ASL Vanguard Group A, though, and this is Iron Fortress this time for our ZVZ matchup. And on the top left, in the pink trunks, it is ready for duck sauce, Jonfurniss.
And his opponent in the top right-hand corner, representing 440 Gaming. Bringing himself back last game, it is the orange Zerg player, SoLJeRVictuS.
SoLJeRVictuS is actually going hatch first on this map.
Jonfurniss.
Pretty bold move, and Jonfurniss going for the gas into pool. Yeah, he's going to hit hard and hit fast. And SoLJeRVictuS' build is not a build order loss to this, guaranteed. Really, you want to rely on a wall to make this nice and easy, as just Ling versus Ling is so difficult because your Ling speed and Baneling Nest will be so far behind if you end up going that route. Oh, so Jonfurniss is going, I think, just mass speed with a couple of Banelings is going to be his plan. He's only got 1 drone on gas still. We'll see. He's just now starting speed. Hasn't actually built a Queen or Lings yet.
It's an interesting decision. Normally, the Queen is starting now. Normally, you'd see that Queen just get a couple more injects and some extra larva, but for now, not. Only getting enough Vespine to get that metabolic boost up, to get that speed. And even though it's 14-14, maybe it's more of a defensive thing. I do think you should generally try to be aggressive with it, though. For now, on the other side of the map, those for SoLJeRVictuS, not getting any gas yet, and I doubt going out to a third base, but just getting completely up and having his economy running. And for now, he's got a nice map control and a lot of map vision just to be safe and say. He's actually finally seen the natural of Jonfurniss here, but he's now got enough vision that he can kind of feel safe.
Okay, going for a really fast roach bust. That is a really interesting play. This is really, really rare, but it'll work fantastically against the slowlings that SoLJeRVictuS will have to fight this. And in particular, when you open gasless and you see an aggressive opening from your opponent, your first thought should be like, oh crap, I need to wall in.
Yeah.
But if you wall in and your opponent just brings roaches, they can just snipe the Queen, snipe the Spine Crawler, snipe your Evo chambers, whatever is in the wall. And that can be game as speedlings flood in behind. Now Jonfurniss already has speed out, so he's going to be able to go in and poke around, cause some problems for SoLJeRVictuS. And I'm really worried. This is going to be a tough hold. But let's see. It's been a really long time since I saw this fast roach play in ZVZ.
Yeah, ooh, Lings will get up into the main of SoLJeRVictuS. They'll probably not be able to snipe anything. Try to get a creep tumor. I'd actually keep the creep tumor for yourself, maybe use it later. But they may get a couple drone kills. Now, finally, one roach coming out for Jonfurniss. He's got to be very careful not to let it go down the ramp. But actually, no, I take that back. SoLJeRVictuS' Overlord is nowhere in sight. It's actually just off to the right and will not spot any of these roaches yet, which is fantastic for him.
This situation right here is so awkward. SoLJeRVictuS putting his creep tumor in the wall. That's actually really dangerous. I can tell you from experience as a Zerg player, there have been many a time where my wall isn't working out as well as I hoped it would. Well, he's actually going to take a third right now. That is bold as hell. That creep tumor being in the wall can actually cause you a lot of headaches if you try and like emergency bury your spine crawler and actually click on your tumor or whatever. But we'll see. Jonfurniss is actually just now moving out with his roaches and now flooding Lings behind it. So we'll see what ends up happening. If SoLJeRVictuS hangs on here with this gasless opening, which is much more economical, and with his nice Evo and Roach Warren timing, he's going to be able to get out roaches. The layer's already on the way. If he holds this timing, he's going to counterattack onto Jonfurniss like a sledgehammer, and it's going to be GG. But we'll see. It's all on Jonfurniss to pull this off here.
Yeah, Jonfurniss moving in. These roaches a little bit like Immortals with like an Immortal Zealot all in here. But for now, they're the big powerhouses. They know he has to target down specific things. More Lings on the way. It is currently started 12 Lings, 5 roaches to the only three roaches of SoLJeRVictuS, but he does have an excellent kind of angle on this attack. There is another evolution chamber going down and trying to block off that wall, but it's not quite a perfect block. And these roaches actually doing a little bit of damage and very nice micro back and forth trying to take down this evolution chamber. Finally, it's down just enough to actually let the Lings go in and kill it. And there's roaches now. There's 2 more roaches on the way for Jonfurniss here, but I mean, I think SoLJeRVictuS has pretty much just waited long enough and will be able to counterattack fine. The roaches just got way too early.
I think SoLJeRVictuS has got this easy peasy now. His army is quite a lot bigger. The layer is done, so he can start roach speed whenever he's comfortable. He's not quite as far up on drones as he would like to be, but actually cancels his third and rebuilds that. So now he's in just great shape. And Jonfurniss is down in drones, down in army supply, and I really don't think he can hold here. I think this is just GG. That attack was too slow. I think that is why fast roaches are so rare.
Yeah, 35 workers of SoLJeRVictuS to the only 28 of Jonfurniss. There is a spine crawl up, but there's no wall. I mean, you want a little bit more of a wall here to do this well, but we're gonna have to see a very nice concave by Jonfurniss. Queen's not in the battle. He really wants them to be in the battle, but Ling's providing just a little bit of extra, kind of mind game here, taking the roaches attack instead of the roaches attack going for the roaches of Jonfurniss here. But I mean, there's so much for SoLJeRVictuS.
Yeah, that was a great trade for Jonfurniss at the beginning of the engagement, but SoLJeRVictuS' army has a whole lot more depth, and now he's just overwhelming. 48 to 20 army supply, and Jonfurniss is floundering, and it looks like we're going to go on to another set of round robins as SoLJeRVictuS takes his first match victory.
Yeah, I believe, guys. Okay, Jonfurniss is going to come back. He's slowly making his comeback right here. 10 more Lings, 1 roach. And I mean, Burrow is coming out for SoLJeRVictuS, but what is Burrow to no overseers? It is nothing. We 3 more roaches. Jonfurniss will not give up here, even though actually, if he does lose, it doesn't mean he's out. It just means he has to play a couple more games. But Jonfurniss evidently is not going to give up.
38 army supply.
I mean, what is 38 when you have duck sauce? It took me a while.
Like, 1 base for 3, like.
Hey, one can believe. The one queen is going to self-inject somehow. Drones are being pulled finally. There's a couple roaches for Jonfurniss. Maybe Jonfurniss thinks this is like an all-in by SoLJeRVictuS. He can just hold, but it's just not.
Yeah, he's down to 12 supply. Yep, attacking his own layer there for a second.
GG will play.
Oh man, we are on to another round robin.
Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to support the ASL by hitting the button now.